Whoa. Hopefully I didn't move it too much. Goodness me. All right. I'm going to shuffle the cards and we're going to get into it for Libra, rest of January predictions. Actually, just because we didn't have much of a gap between Gemini and Libra, I'm going to do this sound bowl to help clear my energy. Might turn that away in case it's too strong. Oh, gosh, there's something so beautiful about that. I do want to get a different one. If you have any recommendations, whether you're watching this now or after I go live, please let me know. That one's supposed to be tuned to your heart chakra, and it just really helps reset, is what I feel. So we're going to get into it now. We're doing rest of January predictions for Libra 2025. As I've done previously with the other signs, I'll be pulling 3 cards from the Celestial Bodies Oracle deck. This will tell us the main themes that Libra can expect to experience for the rest of January. And then we're going to get tarot as well. The tarot deck I'm using is the Light Seers tarot deck. Let's get into it. Set your intentions as a viewer. What information are you hoping to uncover in this readings? And I will set my intention as your reader. Spirit, please tune me into Libra's energy. Please help me channel clear, honest messages for those with Libra placements. Sun, Moon, Rising. What can they expect in the rest of January? These messages can't wait to come out. This is crazy. What is happening? Too much. Just one card. What is happening for the rest of January? Thank you, Spirit. We'll take those 2 as a duo. At the back of the deck is Saturn Return, Libra. Saturn Return in the back of the deck reversed. You may be feeling like things just aren't going according to plan. It's like you guys feel like you're owed more than what you have. And it may be very hard for you to feel comfortable with the progress you're making because you're noticing that other people are getting their rewards before you. You may be comparing yourself to somebody who is living like the shadow version of your reality. These could be people you were once close with and you're comparing them. Like a Saturn return energy is an ex. You could be comparing yourself to ex-friends, ex-lovers, ex-acquaintances, ex-colleagues. It just feels like when your roads split, your road became a lot more difficult and their road has been a lot more easy. And it feels like you're owed more than what you have. And this is really coming into your mind for the rest of January. It's very hard for you to ignore that feeling. There's a bitterness there of karma did you dirty is how it feels. I might write that down because, geez, I don't do this anymore, but I used to always put like little lines in your titles after I filmed them. And yours just has that strong energy about it. Karma did you dirty. Okay, let's talk about your first theme now. I'll bring the chat back up just in case anything goes up in there. Your first theme was actually this card, and then that came second. So we have Uranus in the reverse position as your first theme for the rest of January. Uranus feels like it's telling us that our future, again, is on our mind. The way that we've been doing things recently have felt very new for us. It feels like we've been trying to get out of a comfort zone. We've been trying to do things in terms of embrace new ideas. We've been trying to even break ancestral patterns. With Uranus reverse, we've been having conversations with people about this, but we've been doing a lot for ourselves. And it could be feeling like you're getting sick of it, or you're just not seeing the results that you had hoped for. Uranus is an interesting feeling of trying to align with your freedom, with your sense of self through identity and individuality. But in the next 2 weeks, you're feeling like it's just not working. So let's get some tarot out here to figure out what's going on. What is happening with this energy for Libra? What is this Uranus reverse energy about for Libra? Because this is you questioning the type of future you're creating through the person that you want to be. So your identity is coming into question. Your commitments are kind of coming into question. It's not that you would have major regrets, but there's this energy here of I've been cheated, which is really strong. So at the back of the deck is the Tower upright. Some very sudden, unexpected shifts happening. Queen of Cups, compassion, intuition, patience, faith. Some of you guys may be actively praying on this, actively praying for the way out, the solution, the idea that's going to help align you with this best possible outcome that you've been trying to create or chase. Now we have more Uranus energy with the Fool. Oh, my nose is playing up. Sorry guys, if it's making me extra teary. I don't think this is foreshadowing your next 2 weeks, Libra, but if you gotta cry, let it out. There is a full moon in Cancer at the moment, which could be stirring a lot of these feelings. Now, bottom deck energy being the Tower. Something is coming through in a quite an unexpected, shocking way, and it's shaking the foundations of what we've been doing. It's testing us. It's making us question how solid the ground is that we're walking on, how solid our commitments are, and it's also making you question whether what you're doing is enough. So with this idea of exes and you comparing yourself to people who you once were close with, Uranus is making you rethink your future. Saturn return is making you think about your past. Uranus is making you rethink your future, because with the Tower upright, the only things that can dissolve in front of us are the things that weren't built right from the start. So whatever ends up crashing down is trying to create space in our lives, but at the time, it's really testing our patience. It feels like it's somebody else's issue that is impacting us as well. It's like maybe someone you're close with did something, and because you believed in them, you supported them, not knowing that what they were doing wasn't actually right. And so it's secondarily impacting you. The Queen of Cups upright says that you're going to handle yourself really well. I'm giving you this information to help prepare you, but your instincts, your ability to remain graceful, calculated, and in line with the objective in this situation is really going to pay off. I think that the best thing you can do is to just sit back, bite your tongue a little bit, okay, Libra, and just let this situation crash and burn, because at the end of the day, whoever made those foolish decisions is the one that's going to be the fool. You don't want to take on somebody else's burdens too quick and too soon, just because it's also impacting you. Let this other person come up with the solutions, fix their own mistakes, and apologize to you for how this has impacted you. This could very well be a spouse or a partner, which is why you're thinking to your exes and you're going, man, my ex would never have treated me like this. When I was with my ex, this never happened. There's an interesting way of this, how this impacts you, the way that you see your past as well as your future. So at the end of the day, it is an opportunity to reset. And for some reason, you don't have any hard feelings with this Queen of Cups. You have a lot of love. You have a lot of compassion. You have a lot of patience for this person. And you're really just trying to remain in that energy for yourself as well, while this Fool fixes their mistakes. So overall, it's like it's secondarily impacting you, which is making you really reflect on the type of future you're creating. And you're wondering, how much further do I go? What can I do next time to just protect myself a little bit? Or how can I continue to support this naive person so that they don't make the same mistakes again? It's a beautiful position to be in. It's a interesting way for you to react. Like, I have so much respect for you to react like that. And I don't think you have anything to worry about, but you do need to ask yourself those big questions. And you maybe need to make a little journal. Give yourself alone time with Uranus reverse. Don't just make yourself available constantly to this person as a supportive figure. Give them space to fix their problems. And give yourself space to figure out how this truly impacts you as well. So that's what I'm seeing with your first theme. Some pretty big themes, Libra. Your second theme is the void of course moon, which is actually upright as well. So the thing about the void of course energy in general is it does talk about being in a place of kind of stagnancy and stillness. We're not really going anywhere. We're just waiting for something to happen. This can directly relate to the last theme that we were talking about, but it's also giving you a lot of room in your own life to think about things and to reflect on things. And we need to just figure out how this is going to impact you over the next 2 weeks, because having too much space, isn't there a saying on that? Idle hands make the devil's work. So let's figure out what's going on here for you specifically. And what is happening with this void of course energy, please, Spirit, in the next 2 weeks for Libra? Alrighty. Wow, we'll take that card. And we have the High Priestess at the back of the deck in the reverse position. Yeah, you're coming through as a very strong feminine energy. A very strong feminine energy. And there's times where you doubt your ability to see what's right and what the right thing to do is. But that's where you may be falling back on your faith. That's where you may be praying or really trying to connect to your spiritual team, to your ancestral team in the next 2 weeks. Because whatever uncertainties you have, you're also being shown intuitively how to handle and how to cope with this uncertainty. So the void of course theme is a subconscious and internal theme that you're going to be feeling over the next 2 weeks. It affects the way that you make decisions because you are a bit confused with the High Priestess reversed. You're feeling uncertain, you're feeling disconnected, and you're really just trying to buy time to feel more sure before you have to make big decisions. You do feel like you misread someone, and it's impacting the way that you see them now, because you're looking at this loved one and you're going, wow, how did I miss all of this? For better or for worse, your mind is being changed about somebody that you've cared about. Yeah, wow. The first card that I pulled for you was the Two of Wands in the upright position, and the second card was the Ace of Cups reversed. Lots of water, which isn't unusual for you, sweet soul. You are an air sign, but you're also influenced by Venus's energy, so you have a lot of care to you. And when you do love, you love proudly, you love with confidence, and you love with commitment and compassion. So it's not unusual to see this much water in your reading, but in the next 2 weeks, that caring side to you is really being tested. With the Ace of Cups reversed, this theme here is all about you. And it's actually about you trying to pull back your power, trying to pull back that side of you that is softer and more feminine, because in some cases it's been taken advantage of. So the Ace of Cups reversed is calling for you to be more self-focused, self-fulfilling when it comes to the attention you need, and also just a little bit more self-focused before you give. Just give to self is the undercurrent of the next 2 weeks. Because with the Two of Wands upright, you have some important decisions to make about the first 3 months of 2025. These decisions are like you being at a crossroads. And it's kind of like you've been on one path, and now that path is splitting, You have to decide, which direction am I going to take? You have more than one option, but not all of these options are in your best interest. You have some people telling you to do this and expecting you to do that. And it's really about you having the right frame of mind to decide, well, what choice is best for me? I feel like you may have some people in your life who try to control you and try to steer you down paths that suit them, that are in their best interests, but it's not in your best interest, Libra. So this void of course energy is actually a privilege for your soul, and it's a privilege for your human experience to be able to pause and be still for long enough for you to connect with self, for you to try to figure out, why do I feel so disconnected from my soul's purpose? Why do I feel so confused? And what can I do to regain intuitive clarity? And for a lot of you, this is about those themes of faith and prayer, but this is more than anything about feeling more certain about what you want. So in the next 2 weeks with the Two of Wands, some practical advice would be to do things in your free time that give you outlets. A little bit of physical outlet would be helpful. Like, I'm literally seeing you just going for walks to clear your head, or going to a place that feels really recharging and healing for you. A place where you can be alone to process things. And then the other part of that practical advice with the Two of Wands is to think about yourself before you make decisions. If someone is meant to be a part of your journey, whether this is a partner in a romantic sense or a colleague or whatever, whoever this is, a friend, if someone is supposed to be a part of your journey, they will naturally align with your goals and your expectations. So I really think you need to figure out, well, what do I want from this point moving forward? And then you can worry about how this other person fits into it. Because it feels like up until this point, they've been very in charge of steering the direction of this. That's what it feels like. So that's the second major theme. Let's look at your last two themes over here. Very interestingly, we have some more fire and water energy. We have T-square, which is an aspect pattern in astrology, coming up reversed. And we also have the 8th house as well. So these two cards together, sweet soul, make an interesting final theme for the rest of January. Can I move these cards over a little bit so I have more room? Surely. T-square is a tricky space to navigate in our chart. It usually shows us where conflicts and challenges present as different aspects of our chart in terms of planets kind of square off to each other. Some parts are helpful, other parts are difficult, and it's about us knowing triggers within ourselves and knowing how to navigate those triggers. With it being a T-square aspect pattern, in the next 2 weeks, I believe that whatever challenges, conflicts, or triggers you feel, they're going to be familiar to you. They're not going to be brand new, and that's what's most triggering about them. It feels like we've been through this before. It feels like we have had this conversation, but I'm getting so angry for you. I need to calm down. I'm channeling the anger. It feels like we've had this conversation before, and I'm like, why are we having to do this again? I've already had this conversation with my parents, with you, with my teacher. It's frustrating. And the 8th house is saying we've done this before. The 8th house is also saying that this is a wonderful opportunity to really get your point across. Because if you're able to make the right impact, and this isn't about being completely destructive and causing pain to other people with your words, which you can be very good at as an air sign. It's about making your point clear so that we can create changes, so that we don't have to do this again. It's frustrating saying the same thing either to the same person or to a different face, but it's the same message. You have to be very careful about what you say and what you do so that you can actually see the changes you deserve. Overall, this 8th house is talking about a powerful climax in a relationship here that is a conflict. And although there's difficulties to it, it's an opportunity for you and this person to get closer, because the 8th house can be destructive, but it can also be extremely intimate, and it can really show you the vulnerable depths of your own soul, as well as the soul of the person you're involved with when you go through this. If you're able to bear your all, if you're able to truly open up, be vulnerable, and openly discuss what is bothering you and how much this is getting under your skin, then you and whoever else is involved in this are going to be much closer, and you're going to be closer to your overall goal in this situation. Deep intimacy is possible with the 8th house being here. And I want to be clear, for the T-square card to be reversed, this is achievable. I'm making it out to seem like a big deal, but keep in mind this is happening within a 2-week period. You will be able to get through this, get over this. It's just about how you do that. So let's see what Tarot has to say. What does Tarot have to say about this last theme, please, Spirit? How is this last theme impacting Libra's rest of January? Oh, okay. We have the 5 of Swords at the back of the deck. I see you putting your feet, like digging your heels in, drawing a line in the sand with the 5 of Swords, saying it's either this or nothing. All or nothing is how the 5 of Swords can feel. And if you're not doing that to someone else, then this is what you feel other people are doing to you. And it's up to you to decide, well, what am I going to do? With the 5 of Swords being upright, the best thing you can do is choose yourself. I keep talking about you, but I just think you've gotten to a point in your journey, sweet soul, where you've been thinking a lot about other people. And it's really time to start thinking about you. All these cards are calling for you to make choices that are going to positively impact your future. And the 5 of Swords says the only way to get there is to cut your losses with people who have been taking a free ride. That's a awkward social situation, but it needs to be done in order for us to expand in the best possible way. Now, your other 2 tarot cards, we have a Pentacles card, which we haven't seen so far. You've had so much fire and water and a little bit of air. We haven't seen any signs of earth and material energy. So this is very refreshing for your last theme. We have the 4 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles. So really, this transformative energy of kind of things coming to a head and you having to confront challenges and triggers from your past, it's all happening so that you can feel more balanced, more aligned with the reciprocity that you deserve. It's also about repaying debts and favors. You guys may feel like you're always in transactional relationships where it feels like you're either owed something or you're constantly owing people things. It may be very hard for you to ask for help without it feeling like it's a loan agreement or a debt agreement. Now, this 6 of Pentacles is saying not only do you deserve reciprocity, but you deserve to feel like someone who deserves attention, love, support without there being a price attached to it, right? So the 4 of Wands is your soul and your human vessel, as well as your nervous system, needing more stability, needing more comfort, needing more people who love the way that you love. You need people like you around you. And this could be a wonderful time to come home, is what I'm hearing. If you've been estranged from loved ones who truly align with your values, this doesn't just have to be family. It could be friends. It could be children. It could be, parental figures. But these are loving people who align with who you are at your core. As the rest of January progresses, this was maybe a subconscious theme. Now it's blaring in our face, and we can't ignore it anymore. So the way that this theme is happening is to bring back stability, harmony, even give and take, as well as this feeling of being supported by a community of people who care about you and love you. There's a very physical toll to your lifestyle here with the 6 of Pentacles. You're being called to address challenges, conflicts, triggers, concerns, so that you're not being dragged down by other people's unhealthy habits when it comes to spending, gambling, or addiction. It feels like with the 6 of Pentacles coming through, we're doing this so that we can have balance in our material world, so that we're more in control of what comes and goes from our bank accounts, and so that we have financial balance. We may still owe money, but we feel more in control of what we're paying versus what we're getting. So that's the main theme here. And that's really what I'm seeing for you, Libra. I'm going to end your reading here so that I can reset in time for Aquarius. But I hope that this reading has been helpful. We covered some pretty heavy themes, especially considering this was just supposed to be until the end of January. So look after your beautiful self, sweet soul. I hope to be back soon with another monthly prediction for you. Until then, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy on your journey ahead. Look after your beautiful self. Bye.